Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Andrew Lee. I'm from Singapore. I'm a cleaning contractor for about 29 years in Singapore, and I still have my own private company. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my upline, Esther Goh, my senior upline, Jiang Mei Yen, Gong Mi Yen, and my CM, Mr. Goh Kiam Seng, and my MCCM, Mr. Kenny Yao. Ladies and gentlemen, may I borrow your applause for them? Now, my story begins sometime in 1999. My whole family went through a very bad period, meaning to say the children has to visit the doctor practically every week because they have sinus problem. And my wife have got sensitive skin. And for myself, I was rather healthy before that, not knowing that my health was actually deteriorating, meaning to say, I always feel that I'm getting old. This is what very commonly used in my vocabulary. Well, we are getting old, therefore here pain, there pain. Begin to accept that. Because I'm now about 49 and going to 50. So what happened was really something very bad happened to me. That was about more than a year ago. All of a sudden, every night when I sleep, I have this spasm, which means 抽筋 in Chinese. The cramp can be on the chest here, or on the back, or even on the arm. And it's a kind of a sign like a stroke, although I do not know what a stroke is. But all I can feel is that the whole body has been pulled to one side, and I cannot move my arm straight. And I would then call my wife to wake up and get somebody to send me to the hospital. After waiting for about 1.5 hours or 2 hours and get a jab, and then the muscles starts to relax, and then I can go back. And during that period, every night, I wouldn't dare to sleep because the attack is always in the night. So I have 5 doctors looking after me, meaning to say 2 of my GP, and 1 is a professor, and another one is a chiropractic. Is a chiropractor, meaning to say he adjusts bones. Then I realized that what actually happened was my neck. It could be when I was 17, I had a very bad accident on a motorcycle. There was a fracture, and at that time the doctor would just examine and ask me to turn here, there, and nothing happened, and he released me. And this crack, minor crack, has developed some kind of extra bones at the side there. We call this spondylosis or spondylitis. There are 2 versions. Then these 2 doctors always give me painkiller and send me to the hospital for x-ray and whatever. Somehow the pain has always been there, and it's never feel one day of relief at all. Only when I take a sort of painkiller. And I used to be a golfer for nearly up to now, maybe say 12 years of golfing. And then this doctor couldn't really do anything for me, and they referred me to the specialist, and eventually I went for the MRI, we call it. Something like miraging, resonating, imaging to scan. And then they realized that it's actually a degeneration problems of nerve. But 1 year ago, I started taking spirulina through my friend. And unfortunately, he didn't sponsor me because he didn't explain to me about the sponsorship or where could I get. And he was just a casual friend. So after having 1 bottle for nearly 1 year, I find that my metabolism, meaning my energy, has actually improved. At that time, my back pain was still there, but it was not as bad as before. Therefore, I stopped painkiller. And I know that this painkiller has caused me gastric problems and some other side effects. But then without painkiller, I just can't drive and I can't do anything. The whole family was very upset because we couldn't have holidays. Because I can't sit on a plane for more than, say, 2 hours, or even watching televisions at home for, say, 1.5 hours. I will need to lie down, and if I lie down and not careful, a little twitch or twist, it means the spasm is going to go again. And I asked the doctor, he says, well, the only thing you can do is go for an operation. So, at that time, a lot of friends came by and offered help. Some asked me to consult Feng Shui master. It cost me about 15,000 in Sing dollar. The fee was only 3,000, but with a bit of renovation, adjusting the bed here, there, and every night I was wondering how we could sleep with the bed in the center of the room. There is no headboard and nothing. And that even makes things worse. And I was introduced to buy elephants to display in my room. Every corner, put something, you know. And I think with all this going on, it's even worse. So eventually I opted for operation. I went to see a professor. And this time was referred by a third doctor. He sent me for x-ray and he told me the bone has actually came out 25%. And he told me never to go and play golf again. If you swing and if the neck twists, it dislocates, you'll probably be on a wheelchair. And then I asked, what if I go for the operation? He said, well, the risk is there. I said, what is the greatest risk? You will not die, he says, but you will probably be on the wheelchair. And at this age, I do not accept that I should be on the wheelchair. But quietly, I called some of my legal friends to make some will and even make letters that should anything happen to me, who should take over my position in the company and makes the decision for the business. And after that, I was lucky. I met my upline, which is now my upline. And I saw her selling Spalian Spirulina, and I asked her, and she sold it to me, sponsored me into it, and tell me that this would definitely help. But still, the confidence level wasn't there. So I took for another few months, and then when IG6 was introduced, then I started taking the IG6, and I read the book. At that time, the offer was very good. You buy one, you get one free book. If not, I probably would not have read the book. So I used the book and I read through. There were mentions about this nerve growing and all this. So I decided not to go for the operation. And after taking about 3 months of this IG6, which now has been about 7 months already, I not only find that my neck has strengthened, I believe the muscle has grown. Because I could lift my head up, and yesterday I could drive in from Singapore for 5.5 hours. So the product has given me a lot of confidence over the last few months, and of course I've tried many other products, in fact including the Palace wine now, because I believe that will also help. And although I'm never a beer drinker or wine drinker because of the allergy that I have with beer, but somehow Palace wine didn't bother me. So I've been taking since. And with EPA, ecstasy, and in fact even with the 香不灵智, the wind ratio, and also the Dongbao Jindan. The reason I tried all this is not because I need it. I feel that with colostrum, spirulina, and the ecstasy, it has already helped me a lot. I did it because I want to introduce all the products to my other friends who may need. Some of them may need Dong Bao Jin Dan, and some may need Xiang Bu Ling Zi or whatever. And it's through this confidence that I'm prepared to go through all products before actually selling to my friends or relatives. And I'd like to thank Elken for the wonderful product, and it has also given me the chance of going back to play my golf. And over the last 3 months, I've been golfing practically once a week. In fact, I not only swing harder, I drive further. And some of my golfing friends have joined me, and they have also consumed colostrum, which they believe would help. And the doctor who has looked after me was convinced that colostrum works on my nerve, and he has introduced it to some of his patients, and he has become one of my downline. Although I have not got his permission, I'm sorry I cannot mention his name here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Alan. I'm from PJ. First of all, I'd like to thank my upline, Jessica, and I also like to thank my upline, Chia and Beijing, our crown manager, and I also like to thank my upline, Jade and Glue. Without them, I won't be here today. So I just want to thank them. I was introduced to this Elken business when Jade first came and shared with me about the RO. And I think if we all know her, she's actually from the Mandarin market. But when she comes to my house, because I'm English educated, so she actually used English filing, you know. And that night I actually helped her to read some of the words, you know, because she said she's not familiar with some of the big terms inside the file. So, but now I look back, I find that the Elken system is so wonderful, because even though I help her to read the files and some of the wordings, at the end of the day, I still fixed our water filter in my house. And on the same night, actually my wife also took lingerie for herself, and from there they encouraged us to actually fight for manager. So within 10 days we were able to become a manager after just following what they taught us to do. And tonight I just want to share with all of us the benefit that RO has brought to me. Last time when I used to come back from badminton, after in the morning I play my games, my sweat is really stinko, you know. When I come back, the first thing my wife will tell me, your sweat is really smelly, you know. Please go and bathe, you know. Very smelly, you know. But after I took our water already, I find that sweat still smell. I think if I tell you sweat is not smelly, nobody will believe. But I find that the sting, the pungent smell reduced already, you know. So this is the benefit that our water has brought to me. And I also introduced our water to my brother-in-law. And one day he just told me while we were playing games, he said he finds that after he drinks the our water, his sweat also is no longer that smelly, you know. So I find that he also shared the same experiences with me. So that is what the our has benefited me and my brother-in-law. And the other thing is spirulina. When I go and play game last time, I play from 8 until 10 in the morning on Saturday. Then I come back, I'll take a bath, and then after that, I'll just lie down on the sofa and rest. My wife already waiting the whole morning, so she will say, want to go shopping or not? I said, give me a few minutes. So I just lie down for a while. Then I fall asleep, you know, because I was really tired, you know. I fall asleep, you can go for half an hour to 1 hour. Then she asks again, do you want to go or not? I say, just a little while. Then I sleep for another half an hour, you know. And then eventually she said, I think you don't want to go already. Then I wake up, I said, okay, let's go. So that was how I feel, you know, because after game, very tired, you know. But after consuming spirulina, even for the first few days, I came back, I find that I'm not longer tired, you know. I can still accompany her to go shopping, and after that, if she likes to see a show, I can take her for a show. And after that, if she likes to browse in MPH, we still can browse in MPH for 1-2 hours, just read the books, and evening come back, I don't feel tired at all. Until evening, around 10 something, then only I feel tired. So this is the benefit of spirulina. And even in the badminton game that time, among our friends who play there, I think I'm one of the oldest, but I can say that spirulina has actually boosted my energy. So my energy level is actually better than all those who are playing with me and who are younger than me. So a big hand to spirulina. And another thing I'd like to to share is the vitamin C, which I just discovered very recently. Because I thought vitamin C, ecstasy is just another vitamin C. But my outline said, you try. Because you must try, then you know how vitamin C is like. Last time, sometimes I used to experience an itch in my throat. If I experience an itch, 1 hour later, it will come back. Come back already, that day, I will definitely develop a cough. And my cough will lead to a few days, and I will go and see a doctor, my regular doctor. I love him so much because he will give me antibiotics. Antibiotics, guarantee can cure me one. But this time, I went and see him. He gave me the antibiotics, but I noticed the color is lighter already. Last time, the color used to be very concentrated, you know. You put it against the light, cannot see through, you know. But this time, very light, the color. Then I told myself, I think he mix it already, so it's no longer that concentrated. So I took it for 3 days, no effect, still coughing, So when my outline called me the time, coughing, what happened to you? Then I said cough, I said, hey, take vitamin C lah. So I took vitamin C. Wow. After taking already, I think the next day, I find that it begins to heal already, And the second day, my cough will be gone, So now it's even better. If I experience an itch, straight away I'll go down and take 2 tablets or 3 tablets, pop inside, drink the RO water. 1 hour later, no trouble, no problem. It can be a bit of runny nose, it can be of feverish. Just take vitamin C, it will stop it there and then. Just like check the virus there and then. And one more thing I just want to share is our passport. Wow, passport is a very, very, very fantastic passport, I also don't believe it, until my outline wasami, So last time when I was coughing, cough I think 2 weeks, cannot heal, before I took vitamin C. So they teach me, you kwasa at the back, just the back, down the spine halfway, kwasa 10 to 20 times. Then the front part, kwasa another 20 times. Then you go and sleep. Last time, if I'm having a cough, early morning around 5:30 to 6 o'clock, I don't know in Chinese call it very cold that time also. We wake up, cough and cough and cough. Very sanfu, very susah, So that night, after I kwasa, that morning, I didn't even cough a single sound, So I was really amazed at the wonderful thing that passport can do for us, So I just want to end my sharing here. A big thanks to Elken's product.
I think so. My name is Lim Beng Chu. I'm from Kuala Lumpur and I stay in Ampang. I am a professional homemaker. That means I've never worked, I've never earned a single cent in my entire married life. I've always been spending my husband's money. I never learned to earn. I would like to thank my upline, Linda Lim, and her upline, Ivy Chin, for bringing me into Elken. I started I was introduced into Elken as a consumer in January last year. I was very sick for 30 years since I was 16 or 17. I was having migraine, gastric, headache, anything you name it, I have it. I've had it. So it's like I'm spending time going to the pharmacy, looking through all sorts of vitamins and minerals to help me overcome my sickness. And when my sister-in-law, when she joined Elken, she gave me a sample, spirulina. And it's such a miracle that from the first day that I took it, my migraine just disappeared. And I was feeling so happy, not to have to experience migraine is something that is so wonderful. And I was having something like once in a week. So I continued taking spirulina and I gave it to my husband, my daughter, my father, and the rest of us, the whole extended family. my brothers, we are all on spirulina until in June or July, when colostrum came out in the market. I rushed to the stockies to get a set, and I gave to my father, and I tried one bottle. At the end of that one bottle, I felt so good. I felt that I don't have migraine, and I'm so like energized. And my friends could see suddenly that I'm feeling so well. And they asked me, what are you taking, Beng Chu? Can you share with me, what are you taking? So it's like the first, when I introduce to them, when I don't just tell them, you go and buy colostrum and eat it. I gave them the book, you know, written by a doctor. And whatever material I have, I pass it to them. And most of my friends, they are quite well read. You know, they are quite, professional. So when they read the book, they say, this is what I have been looking for. And they went to the stockies and they bought something like 30 sets, one shot. And 3 of them did that. And in 1 month, I became ESM. So I've been promoting colostrum, and colostrum, nothing but colostrum. And lately, you know, when you have introduced colostrum, then you find that you want to go on to other products like lactose S, ester C, the EPA, and the skincare. And most of my friends, when they see me, they say that you are the living example, because you were so sick that you frown so much that you look old and haggard, and suddenly, when you are, you know, within a matter of 2 months, you trim down. I mean, you slim down, and you look fit. So that is how I got started. I came into Elken to do this, not intentionally. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My name is David Ong. I come from Singapore. I'd like to thank my upline Sarah and Jimmy too. Also my upline Kenny Yao. Without his sharing of his MRT, I wouldn't be so keen. Reason why I'm so happy to do the Elken business is my daughter and my mother got well from the product. My daughter is now 8 years old, and she had suffered from eczema, where she's itching of the skin on all the joints for about 4 years. We've been visiting lots of specialists, paying $100 consultations, but didn't get well. One fine day, we were lucky to meet Sarah to introduce us the RO. So after looking at all the water quality tests, I decided to buy one, and we were fortunate that the timing was so perfect that the launching of colostrum was also at the same time. So we also bought the colostrum and spirulina. What we did for my daughter was she took the RO water and consumed the colostrum and used the colostrum to apply on her rashes, and all her itch gone in 2 weeks. And now it's been running for 3 months, which there is no recurrence of this kind of itch. And thereafter I asked my mother, who had got funky fingernails. She has these rotten fingernails for I think almost 50 odd years. And she's also been seeing all the specialists, including one pull out her fingernails, but it didn't work. So she's actually given up hope. She's 78. And I asked her also to try the colostrum and spirulina and RO water. In 1.5 months, she got 8 new fingernails coming out. So now she will wish that soon she will paint all her fingernails with Q-Tex. And for myself too, I have got dry eyes, what they call block glands. So I have got to go and descale my eyelid once a year or so, and then I have to carry eye drops daily. If I don't put eye drops, my eye will turn red. But I now use the RO water to wash my eye every morning and evening. And now after 3.5 months, actually after 2 months, I stopped carrying eye drops. And for the last 1.5 months, if I knew this, I would have washed 5 times or 6 times a day, so I can even get my eyes better in a shorter time. I believe it will happen. But anyway, I'm much better. I'm saying I feel maybe 90-95%. The dryness is gone. So I'd like to thank Elken again for all the wonderful products. Thank you very much.
My name is Lim Chin Ek, and you can call me Leonard Lim. That's the first time I use my Chinese name. It's been a long while. Well, this business was introduced and Mr. Yang. I'd like to thank him for giving them back. And as such culture that Elken has, of course, our upline has also inspired us tremendously, and that is Miss Yen and Freddie. I hope you can give him a clap for that. Well, last but not least, actually our C team over there also contains a person that truly and technically also inspired and motivated me to come into this Elken business in full force. And that is none other than Joanne Lee and Mr. Graver Wool. Thank you very much, Mr. Wool. I'm very pleased to be here. And I'm also very pleased to have a very good system consultant, which is actually the driving force for Elken business since I believe 1997, and that is none other than Mr. Jeffrey Peck. And would you like to give him a clap? Well, as I recall, sometime around now, last year, I had the worst fears of my life. Seriously, I was having problem, not because of myself, but my father, as well as my son. Both of them were in and out of hospital. My father was having a very bad chronic lung disease. Even he breathes, he cannot, what they call, collect the oxygen. He cannot absorb the oxygen into his bloodstream. And to us, there was like emergency at 3 a.m. in the morning. We have to rush into the hospital and have oxygen feed to him, and he has to remain in the hospital for 3 to 4 days, where we have to run up and down to see him, and that he breathes and he's still around. And the bad news came 1 week later when the doctor says, well, I'm very sorry, but your dad has got about 2 months left. And we were all very sad. But at that time, Ivy Chin passes a bottle of spirulina, and we give it to him. Within a week, he felt stronger, and he did not recover yet. He felt stronger about 10 to 15%. That gives him a bit of boost. And when colostrum came out, we again passed it to him. That was about a month and a half later. I mean, it's two-month period. It's just like that. 1.5 months, we said, we better get ready. And when colostrum came out, it's incredible. My father is 80 years old. He smoked for half a century, that is 50 years, chronic lung disease. Today, he's still driving around. Drives my father to the market. And can you imagine, for the past 25 years, he's bald and hair is growing. Black hair, man. The second story is my 3-year-old son. He's 3.5 now. He was 3 last year around this time. And he had a bad attack of chicken pox. And what happens in chicken pox is, chicken pox in a serious case do not happen only outside externally. You also have spots inside your internal organs. So what he suffered was a cluster of these chicken pox, what do you call them, spots within the lungs. And this cluster caused a deterioration in the healing process. It does not heal properly. because he was breathing and virus and bacteria goes into the lungs. It attacks that spot that's the weakest, and he could not recover, and the doctor termed it as a secondary infection. But this secondary infection was very, very dangerous for a small person as young as he was, and he suffered bouts of fever, which actually put him to about 105 degrees. That is like very abnormally high, and we have to rush him to the hospital and soak him down with cold water so that his temperature can come down. I mean, it is really awful when you have to do that twice in a month, your father and your son. And again, cholesterol. My goodness. Today, my son, Lim Lizen, is 3.5 years old, healthy, running and talkative, and he wants to do Elken also. It's incredible. The changes that go through my family from generations to generations is incredible. My daughter is 14 years old this New Year, and for the past, since he was 5 years old, I asked her, what are you going to be when you grow up? Don't know. At 8 years old, I asked him, what are you going to be when you grow up? Doctor, lawyer, anything. What? Cook, chef, anything. Waitress, anything. Don't know. Now at 14, you ask her. And she was here last night at about 11 o'clock just to say hello to me and see how the thing was run. And she wants to be an Elkener. Thank you to Elken, its culture, its system, everything that is so important. The goodwill that builds not just between uplines and downlines, but between sidelines, where we can get leverage, tee-ups and things like that. The advantages is tremendous, and the opportunities, I think you all already know. So, thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, my name is Dennis. I'm from Sabah. Well, first of all, I would like to thank Elken for giving me this opportunity to attend this RSM meeting, and not forgetting my upline, Mr. Charles Malanjun, Diamond Manager, and my upline, Andrew Nicholas, Ground Manager, DCM. So, talking about Elken, basically, I only know spirulina before I know Elken. It happened in 1997. Before I go further, actually, in my real life, I'm actually an insurance person. I'm selling insurance for one very established company way back in Kota Kinabalu, and I'm on the marketing section. So, as a marketing section, that 3 consecutive years, I was asked to produce 8 million in my department alone, because the overall branch production is about 30 over million. So, in do so, we are not given any specific leads. You do as long as you can proceed, and that is why, I'm not surprisingly, after the 3 consecutive years in 1997, I was positively tested as a hypertension. And that particular time, I'm only 30 years old. So I did check with my fellow doctor friend, and they confirmed I'm having a hypertension, but not satisfied with that. I go for another clinic for second opinion, and also they confirm hypertension. And not satisfying that, we go to the company panel doctor, that is a Sabah Medical Center. And when Dr. Tan confirmed I'm having hypertension, then I admitted. So from there on, from 1997, I'm on medication for almost 1 year. So I'm taking 2 types of medication, that is Novax 15 mg and Enalapril 5 mg. That particular time, my blood pressure is 120 over 90, and it is not suitable for my age. So I know spirulina is coincidentally when my upline come to my house and share this blue-green product, and he don't know actually that I'm having hypertension, because you see what happened is among my colleagues, I'm actually the fatter, okay? So I also feel inferior because of that particular, because the doctor tell me that I'm just like a time bomb. Anytime I can explode if I miss one of the tablets in any day. So that make me worry. So what happened is Charles come with a lot of feedback, this and that, and then I said, well, I might try, because I have to spend $8.90 anyway every day for the tablets. So after taking the product for almost 3 months, and I go for my next review, And the doctor was quite surprised whether I'm stopped taking fatty food or what. Of course, we have diets given and also a card to get the what from pharmacy. But I told the doctor I just use the spirulina because what made me feel happy is the doctor confirmed that my blood pressure back to normal, that is 110/70, which is I also not understand why. But from there on, I believe it has to do with the product. But I keep consuming from 1998 until January 2000 because I just consume it and introduce it, in fact, only to my wife. I didn't even open my mouth to anybody. So what happened actually is, my first attend meeting in Dongwon Stockist, I saw my upline change a lot. Using a very smart coat, necktie, and he was not that person 2 years ago. I look at him. From there on, I start to try to understand what is the beauty of Elken. If I can make 8 million in my company, I said, why must I cannot make it Elken? So from there on, I start learning, and I try to introduce this product to my whole family by first I sponsor my father, and I use my father to influence all my brother and sister to become a member. Brother-in-laws, it started from family. And in 1 month time, my father became a Sapphire manager, okay, and my other sister became ESM, and I left as a Sapphire. Okay, but I check with my upline, and when I really understand how the things work, and I catch up with them, and within 2 months, I get my ASM, RSM, and last month I just achieved my ASM. Okay. So I believe this is not because we are good in Elken or we are the one, what we call, I'm not the superstar, but it's because the system. And the good thing is in Elken, I feel it just like a family, and every day now and then, every time I attend a meeting, I get a new feedback, and I just tell them what is the feedback from this fella. And like what our first fellow said just now, the IG6, I just actually bring one particular prospect to see this fella after the feedback and close one set colostrum. So I said it's not that difficult anyway. So, but what I'm trying to say here is I really thanks Elken for giving me that help, because at one time I'm actually like a time bomb, and this really worried me because I just started my life. First of all, I finished study about 26 years old. So I just started working, and then suddenly you're time bomb, and it's not fair. So luckily, thanks to Elken because giving me this confidence, and from starting January last year, I also feel that now I'm not only me getting healthier, but my wallet also getting healthier. Okay. So thanks again.
Rank under Xiangho's groups. I'm currently attached to public listed companies taking care of the information technology planning for the organizations. And I would like to take this opportunity to give a very special thanks to my uplines, Mr. Alfred Ng and Joyce Lins, for introducing these tremendous opportunities in Elken to me. Actually, I was quite skeptical to this kind of a helpful product before. And when I started working in 1985, and I used to work very hard, and I never take care of my health. And until my friends always call me workaholic, because I always go home midnight about even 12, 1 o'clock. And I remember 1 year, I worked almost 7 days a week for the whole year. And I even stay in KL, even though I stay in Klang, I even stay in the office for 7 days. I didn't go home. And until my health started to showing that sign, and I had all kind of health problems. I had a gastric, and also the hypertension, all kind of things. And I always go to Subang medical centers, and if you go there and check my medical records, you get a shock. In fact, some of those what they call the nurse will also get a shock because it's very thick. And until 1995, I was admitted to hospital for hypertension. At that time, only I realized that health is the most important thing to me, and it's not my work. And since then, I started to become very health conscious. And unfortunately, I was admitted to hospital again in 1997 for pneumonia, and in 1999 again for pneumonia. and I had a lung problem. So during that time, I actually did take some health food product from other companies, but I did not take for long. Usually about the longest was about 1 month, and I stopped it because I did not feel anything. Until my upline, Mr. Elken, called me a few times. I think last year, June, he called me and then said there's one good opportunities for me, and I knew that was what I call a direct selling business. So I always gave him excuses until September. I just gave him a face. I have to go and meet up with him, and then he introduced this company to me. Before that, I have been introduced to other direct selling company before, and then they used to say that you know, you in this kind of business you can earn up to even 20,000 a month. But I was not impressed because 20,000 a month in this business and it's not stable, so you know, didn't really impress me. Until my upline showed me this business, and these people have been earning even 100,000 a month, and many of them, and I was really shocked. And this company only started in 1995, in such a short time, from zero to become number 2 in Malaysia. So I had a big question mark in me, and I started to you know, wanted to find out about this business. And then when I came home that night, and then I talked to my wife and talked to my families, only I realized that my sister had been in this business, and then my family, some of my family members have been taking spirulina, and especially my elder sister, and because she never exercised and had a very high cholesterol level. But according to her, after taking the spirulina for about 1.5 months, and then her cholesterol level dropped tremendously. So I was quite confident in this product. So I started taking this spirulina also. But then like I mentioned earlier, that I was admitted to hospital twice for pneumonia, the lung problem. So every time it attacks, I got problems. You know, when it attacked, then I would have a difficulty to breathe, you know, and then like something stuck in my throat, and I get for the air. And my wife knows that very well. And sometimes this actually really scared me. And then sometimes, you know, it just took the kind of feeling I cannot describe here. But normally when it attacks, then after that, when it comes down, then it take me for 2 minutes to, you know, to talk, you know, because for that 2 minutes I wouldn't be able to make any noise. So after taking this spirulina, then it still happens, and it happens, and more frequently. So I was worried. So I talked to my upline and said, I think this one is not suitable for me, and you know, I don't want to take this anymore. But he encouraged me, say this kind of reaction to me, because he had this problem for a very long time. So it's kind of reaction that you must accept that, and then after this you feel very much better. So because of that, I continue the spirulina. Then really, after about a month, and then I started realizing that actually it still happened, but it's getting shorter and shorter, the duration. And then finally it actually disappeared totally. And so I'm very confident in this product, and also some other products that I also, besides spirulina, I also taking this what I call the IG6, and also this EPA, and what I call the ecstasy, and so on. Even now, I also encourage my mom to take this spirulina, and also my 3 children. Before that, even though I took other health product, I never let my children take it, because I'm very cautious about this kind of things. But now I actually let my 3 children to take this spirulina and some other Elken's product. So this is my actually experience with this what I call Elken product. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Lydia, and I'm from Johor Bahru. I'm introduced into Elken through my upline, Janice Wong San San. And I'd like to thank her and my upline, Wong Chiu Hua. It is through her that I'm able to take the Spirulina spirulina first. Formerly, before taking Spirulina spirulina, I always have migraine. and always have MC in my job. So after taking the spirulina, I was full of zest and full of energy. And I introduced to all of my friends. And another product of Elken is the colostrum. When I was in Elken for a short period of time, I introduced colostrum to my friend, and she actually passed it to her husband. Her husband doesn't like to take her supplements, you know. You see, even spirulina so small, so he doesn't like to take it. So after presenting to him the colostrum, he took it. You know why? Because in capsule form, he opened up and he drank it. After 3 days of taking the colostrum, his hands always have got wounds, you know. If he put his hand into his pocket and just take out some coins, his hands will bleed. I don't know what kind of sickness is that, but he has gone to see a lot of doctors. But after taking the colostrum for 3 days, his hands dried up. Another the Elken product is the RO water. We in fact take water for granted, and water is so important for us. When my upline introduced to me the water purifier, I was so surprised and see how dirty is our water, and what pure water is the difference between RO and pure and this normal tap water. So I introduced to most of our friends, and in fact, one good news about this bio-pure water is one of our friends, she got this sinus, you know. So you can even use this bio-pure water, sniff it up into your nose, and then the phlegm will come up, you know. You sniff it all up, and it comes down. The phlegm take out, and then she can breathe better. One of the results of this RO water. Another thing is you can use for so many things for the RO. You can use it for cooking, for washing our face, for washing all our these meats and vegetables. Vegetables can stay fresh. I've been in Elken for quite a while. Last but not least, I believe that in Elken we can succeed and we can gain health, wealth, and happiness. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Angela Ong, and I'm from Kuala Lumpur. About 1.5 years ago, actually it was by chance that I met up with my girlfriend, which I haven't seen for a long time. And 1.5 years later today, she is my upline, and because of her, that actually has brought me into Elken and has changed my life. It was a turning point of my life. For this, I would like to express my sincere appreciation towards my upline, Ms. Ivy Chin. Thank you. My previous profession, I'm an insurance agent, personal producer. So in the day, I will have to do a lot of field work, and only in the evening, I will have to get down and do my paperwork, which normally lasts until after midnight. So the next day, I will feel very tired, especially later after lunch. I will always yawn for a cup of coffee. And in my car, you will find that there are so many types of sour plum just to keep me awake. Otherwise, I can't help myself but, you know, feeling tired. So it was Ivy that gave me a bottle of Palace wine. So because of that Palace wine, initially I was very, very negative because I don't know what it was. But after having to read through the contents in the Palace wine, and after having to know that Palace wine is the #1 tonic wine from China, and it has 26 types of herbs used to brew this tonic wine, I have all the confidence and started to consume. And it lasts. After 10 days, I started to feel that, you know, my overall vitality has greatly improved, and I was quite happy with it. So I shared with my other half, and I told him, you know, the history of this Palace wine, about the ingredients being used, and also the long history since the Qing dynasty. And more so, it was the wine that used to consume by the emperors and empress. And he was so very, very impressed because I shared with him that, you know, last time the emperor, they used you know, they have so many concubines, more than 3,000. And yet, you know, he can, you know. So he was, well, very interested. So we shared. And soon to find out that not only our love life has revived, but it was much, much better than when we were in our honeymoon. So, thank you. It was because of this palace wine that I couldn't stop because of the excitement, and I, you know, go on sharing with my friends, and they were very, very excited also. And for that drew me into looking into this business seriously, which I have, and I thank God for that. And soon after that, I was exposed to many types of health supplement, and of course there was the lingerie. I wasn't very convinced because in the market there are more than 1,000 brands in the market, and to me, how on earth can a lingerie can actually, you know, reduce your weight and you know, shape you out? I was very, very negative too. However, not long, I see that my upline, which is Ivy, her body shape has also greatly improved, and she has been wearing the lingerie. So after seeing her improvement, I get a bit convinced, I would say a bit convinced, that I share with Lawrence. Of course, he was very, very much against it. He said, you don't need that, you know, because I used to go to gym 1 week, 3 times, each time 2 hours. So I was very fit, I was slim. That's why when Ivy showed me the lingerie, I was just challenging her. I said, look at me, do you think I need that? Because I was slim. But I failed to see that there was no shape in my body. I was slim, but there's no shape. Certain position has moved. So only after seeing her that made me realize that I ought to do something about it. Despite Lawrence's objection, I went ahead to purchase myself a lingerie, wearing the lingerie behind his back, and day in, day out, I'll be wearing the lingerie. It was 1 month, shortly 1 month after that, I didn't even realize the change in my body shape. It was through a friend of mine that haven't seen me for a while, and after seeing me, he was so, you know, excited and saying, hey, what have you done to your body, you know? What have I done to my body? He said, well, you look so good. Wow, look so good. So I said, really? Probably it's because of this. So I just lift up my I was wearing a blouse and showed her a little bit of lingerie, and she was so almost hysterical. I said, oh, you're wearing this, it works? I said, well, I guess so, since you said that my body shape has improved. Well, then she was very excited. Then I had an appointment. I shared with her the following week, and after going through the filing, sharing with her, at one sitting, 3 hours in the afternoon, I managed to close 9 sets of lingerie. About the body shape has changed. Probably some of you do not know, you know, what is the wonder of lingerie. Well, I'm not saying that I have perfect body now, but I feel that I get back the shape when I was much younger, when I was in my 20s, you know, what do you call, the position is right, not like before, yeah. Even though I used to in the gym try to do a lot of exercise, try to firm up, try to uplift, but it didn't work. But to lingerie, it was not long, you know. After that, I can really see my body shape into place, and now 1.5 years after I wear, but not just now, it has been, you know, gradually my body has improved tremendously, and anywhere I go and I get compliments. Before that, I was very skeptical whether they were trying to please me, but no, now I know. I have full confidence. Why? Because anywhere I go, whether it's the compliments come from men, women, friends, so, and even my family member has, you know, assured me that I look much better than I used to be. Well, ladies and gentlemen, so much I have said, perhaps I will just step forward and show you how my body shape has improved. I'm going to excuse me for a while. I may have to remove my coat. I hope it's not too much of an obscene. Excuse me. So, this is how I look like now. And before, if you were to see me, well, you see me slim, but you do not have the body shape like this. This is what we call Coca-Cola bottom. So thank you very much, Elken. Thank you very much, our corrective lingerie. And I would like to call out to all the ladies out there, if you really want to maintain your shape it up, and bring back the body that you used to have, well, our corrective lingerie and none other than Copster Reef lingerie. So for those who haven't tried, quickly get a set for yourself. And for the gentlemen out there, get one set for your loved one, your girlfriend, or your wife. Yeah? So ladies and gentlemen, this is my sharing. Thank you.
Hello, good morning everybody.
Good morning.
Okay, my name is Zegisman Bachelor and I come from Singapore. Okay, I'd like to share with you about my experiences with my downline. And before I proceed to tell the story about my downline, I'd like to thank to my upline, Mr. Wong and Mr. Perry, okay, and my upline, Jocelyn Ho, okay, who brought me to this Elken multi-level marketing. Okay, I'm talking about myself during when I have a lot of problem. I have migraine, I have gastric, I have gout, I have high blood, all kind of sickness, you know, during the past few years. Okay, about this product, who recommended me this is Jocelyn Ho, okay, who wanted to convince to me, which I don't really believe this product, okay, that to what I look to the packaging, what is this? It's from China, I mean it's from Taiwan. I don't really convince this product. It's almost a year, I don't really convince this product. But after all, Jocelyn Ho recommended to the, my wife, said that, okay, this product is good for you. And my wife proposed to me and said, darling, why not you try this product? I said, no way. I tried all kind of product, even herbs, even jamu, even all kind of English medicine. It doesn't work. And I almost give up. And my wife told me, well, if you don't want to try, why not let me try? You see, she having asthma almost 10 years. Most of the time when she have attack, during especially the monsoon, I can't sleep beside her. I got to make a move and go to the living room and sleep, and I don't sleep with her. Okay, after when she's taking this spirulina, almost about 2 months, she's no more coughing. Very tremendous. And not only that, my godmother, she having all kind of sickness. She having high blood, kind of arthritis. If I'm gonna tell you, I need to, to explain all kind of thing later. After when she's taking this product, it's about 2 weeks. From Johor Bahru, from Majidi to where it's called City Square, and she tried to walk. Okay, she can't able to walk very far distance. The most she can walk from here, let's say about 1 kilometer. Other than that, she cannot walk. She's very old, about nearly 60. After taking this product, where I recommended her Spelling, EPA, Letters S, Ecstasy, all kind of product I introduced to her. She doesn't want to believe, especially her son. What is this? Why you recommend this to my mother? I said, you trust me. I treat your godmother is like my mother. Try this product. But finally, during 2 weeks later, she managed to walk that distance from Majiri to City Square. You know how far is it? By walking. And you know, it's very tremendous, right?
Yes.
Okay, another thing is about my wife. She already recovered her sickness, and even my son, and even myself. Okay, talking about arrow, I think I got to prove it to you what good about arrow. First is about the complexion. I believe all people down here, they are very good complexion. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, smooth, smooth skin. There's no pimples. You know how good. And even I'm talking about voice, quality voice. I got to prove it to you later on. Where about this arrow? Where during my jamming, I was together with the band boy. It's difficult for me to sing this speech, where Gun and Roses. Okay, this song is Sweet Child of Mine. When the moment my group tell me to sing this song, oh my goodness, this is a very difficult task to do it. You know, I said I can't sing this song. But after taking this arrow, I have no phlegm and I can sing very easily. Okay, I'm going to prove it to you now, right? Okay, usually when you wanted to sing, you need to have a mixer. That mixer to enhance some tricky, but this is no mixer. Ordinary to the mic, okay? But only arrow help me, not mixer, okay? Okay, I'm gonna sing a song, Gun and Roses, okay? Alright. See God's smile that it seems to me, remind me of childhood memory, whatever things and the friends and the bright blue sky. Now and then when I see her face, she take me away to that special place, and if I stay too long, I probably break down and cry. Whoa, whoa, sweet child of mine. Whoa, 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 sweet love of mine. Okay? So, I thanks to Elken, I thank to all people down here, especially the man behind there, okay? Where I like Mr. Fabian, Mr. Gabriel, and Jeffrey, really? Okay. I've been follow up quite numbers of seminars in JB, in Johor. The one thing I admire is Elken. They are very cooperative, they are very friendly, they are very humble. I love you all, okay? And I love this Elken. And before I close my eyes, hopefully my generation will follow up. That's all I'm going to say tonight. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Elken. I'm Kumar from Johor Bahru. My English is not so good. I mix with Malay. No problem, is it? Yes. I'm standing here because of my sweet girlfriend from Lantau. And I thanks to my upline, Eling Lai, and also my CCM, Leong Wai Man from Ipoh. It's a good feedback for me to stand here today. At first, my girlfriend introduced me spirulina. I said this product is from Taiwan, cheaper product. I wouldn't believe, but with my career, one hand I take 5, with one hand I take my handkerchief. Go with my customer, I do like this, and I open my 5 and take order for spices dealing. Every customer complain, yeah, my good friends, what is this like this? I hate it. Every twice, I go Taman Mole, I got family doctor, I go and take medicine. Always you give antibiotic, vitamin C. Antibiotic, vitamin C. One day I see my friend. Still, I don't want to try my spirulina because my thought is cheaper product from Taiwan. That is the big, great mistake is I do. I lost a dozen of money. For every 2 weeks, I give $50 for my doctor. Then after 6 months, after 6 weeks, my wife comes from Nantang. How is it? Same lah. Is it you tried? Oh yeah. What is that? Doctor, not spirulina. He forced me. And my upline give a call. Ayah, why you like this? Take lah. Okay, I said, okay. Then I take 5 tablets morning, 5 tablets afternoon, 5 at night. Then after 1 week, I didn't realize my running nose no more already. I got nose only, no more running. So that is the main point. So after next week, Elken give a call. Always I sleep at 2 o'clock a.m. and wake up 6:30 a.m. This is I doing for 10 years for back up my business. So Elken give a call. Hey, I got good opportunity. CM coming. I say, which CM? Jawa Baru no CM lah, Menteri Besar ni. Huh? They say, no Menteri Besar, CM. You arrange something for me lah, please. I say, arrange what? Home party. Home party? What is home party? He said, do something lah. So I give a call to my customer in Taman Melo. Where can say no? He say, yes, I got one. Every day I taking arrow. Good, you see. Okay. Then he bought. That night, I'm selling 2 arrow and 2 lingeries. So that month, my young woman pushed me, burned me. That same month, I become Sapphire manager. So from that, I learned a lot how to do business. Then actually must thank to the Elken. I with more the Elken club, Elken clubs for the what's called brochure. So anyway, thanks to my upline Elken and thanks to my CCM, law environment, and all to you. Thanks.